In this example, we are going to explain graphing a system of inequalities. Before we look at the question, I hope you have already watched my previous lesson video on graphing an inequality into variables. If you have not seen it, then I would suggest that you watch that video first. Right, let's have a look at our question for today. The question says, what is the graph of y less than 2x minus 3 and 2x plus y more than 2? In order to graph these two inequalities, we need to have two sets of points. Just as before, we would like to make a table which consists of x values, y values, and the first inequality as an equation. Let's take x value to be 0. Substituting that into the equation gives y to be negative 3. Using the same method for another value of x, we get negative 1 for y after substituting into the equation. So our two set of points are 0, negative 3 and 1, negative 1. Once we have these 2 points, we are in the position to plot these 2 points on the graph. As you can see from our graph that I have made a dotted line instead of a solid line because our inequality sign is less than and not less than or equal to. So therefore, we have a dotted line. Now we need to decide about the shading of the graph. Is it going to be above the graph or below the graph? Since our inequality is less than, therefore the shading will be below the graph. You can also use the testing point method, which I have already explained in my previous video, to decide which part will be shaded. Let's do the same thing for the second inequality. As you can see in the table that I have the equation y equals a negative 2x plus 2. I got this equation by rearranging the inequality for y. So bringing the 2x on the other side of the inequality gives us y more than negative 2x plus 2. Once again, we take x value and put them into the equation and get 2 points and plot them on the graph. After plotting the graph, we need to decide about the shading part. As you can see, the inequality is more than, therefore the shading will be above the dotted line. So this is our graph for second inequality. Finally, merging these two graphs on one coordinate plane, we get the result to look like this. From this graph, you can see there is a part which is being overlapped by two shading parts. This overlapping is the solution of system of inequalities. In other words, you can choose any value of x and y in the overlapping shaded part, and that will be the solution to your system of inequalities. I hope you understood the video, and thank you for watching.